Why, hello, hi, it is me, it is I, small town Didi Yorachari and Dizzy every internet and Akastraha and back. Hello, Yella. Why am I doing it like this today? But hello, Yella. Please do like, share, comment, and subscribe, and please do those things that I just asked for, and do let your people know about me, you guys. All right, let's get into it. Yazzie, the way the girls are just hey, it's so serious on the TikTok. The way the girls are, Marcus, the girls I'm fighting by discourse, by discourse. The girls by discourse are there on the TikTok. They make me want to get into my. You guys remember when the Khadi used to be on TikTok kicking up dust, just starting shit, just saying shit, saying whatever, just being a problem. I got off it. That counted like 1,000 followers or something. It wasn't even that big, but baby, I used to just say shit on this shit I meant that I now say on here. So I'm still saying shit. Goddamn. But I have an issue saying it there now because it just attracts like all types of things with the storm. But like every now and then, not every now and then, quite often lately, the girls show up because I'm on TikTok and I see them and they are and I was like, oh baby, I have a response for this, or I have something to add to what's already been said here. Should I log in a bit and kick up dust? Should I log in again? Get excited, give out a woo, 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 woo. Gigwe. Basala bakijachrenzilla by nosy because that's who I am. That's what I is. What is wrong with me today? I know what's wrong with me. I've got a lot of energy because I went for my morning walk and I took things out of my cupboard because I'm like, let me organize my cupboard. Then I went on TikTok. Then I saw the girls by discourse, and then I was like, no, let me talk to my people. Where else from? How you doing? And then now, basically, I'm talking to you because I don't want to do the project that I started here with organizing my cupboard. But we're gonna get into it quickly. Liche and I think Atlumi. Like I think Atlumi. I think that's how you say it, and I hope I'm saying it correctly. Her and Liche, who Atlumi I just saw today. Like Liche's been like showing up on my shit because they know what I like to hear. They know what I like. I like to know where the girls are at with it and stuff. She's much younger than me, and the discourse is discoursing. Do you guys know? I'm just gonna put their videos here so we have an idea of what it is that we're gonna talk about quickly. Cool.
Stop weaponizing feminism, guys. Feminism is not the hate for men. Feminism is not about no marriage. Feminism is not about not being conservative. Feminism is not about single motherhood. Stop all these ideologies you're trying to push with feminism. They have nothing to do with feminism. All of these things you'll want to do is a trauma response. If you're being honest, you don't want marriage because you saw your mother suffering in marriage. You think marriage is about serving men because growing up they told you have to do this and this and this and this because that's how you're gonna get married. If you can't cook and clean, you're never gonna get married. It's a trauma response. You don't want marriage because that's what you associate marriage with. Marriage is a partnership. In this economy, actually, getting married is great because you have two people tackling this economy, especially in the black community. It's a great concept. I'm sorry. If you are demonizing marriage, you have a problem. You need to go to therapy or something. Decentering men, the only reason why you want to decenter men is because you've given yourself to too many of them. It's repentance. Now you're tired. You see there's no value in what you're doing. Now you want to decenter men because who centered them in the first place? The only reason why you want to decenter men is because your entire childhood, your life was centered around men. Your mother told you you need to do this for your father, you need to do this for your brother because you're the woman and the girl is supposed to do this. No, he's a boy, you have to do this because he's a boy, he's not supposed to. That's why you want to decenter men. It's a trauma response. There's nothing beyond it. People that have never had these problems don't need to decenter men because they were never centered in the first place. Then there's single motherhood. You guys are promoting single motherhood. The thing is with women, they think they're the best at everything. Women are strong, women are great, yes, but you can't raise boy children. I don't care how much of a great mother you are. You can't. Sorry. Majority of you can't. Because you'll overcompensate for the absence of their fathers. Oh, he doesn't have a father figure. I need to treat him. You'll baby these boys while you'll teach your daughters how to be strong and how they're supposed to do. You can teach a woman how to be a woman, but you can't teach a man how to be a man. You all are the ones raising this generation of men that hate women because they think a woman is supposed to fuguza because that's what my mother told me. That's what my sisters did. Now we must live up to the standards you set in your household. Please leave these things alone. Stop having kids if you know you're going to be alone in the process. Please. As a black community, please stop it, guys. It's enough. It's enough. I'm tired. This facade you'll put up online, I'm tired. It's all here. All talk, no action. I'm so tired of this facade you'll put up online of hating men. Oh my gosh. Because you'll hate them out loud but love them secretly. That's the dangerous part. If you're going to hate men, stand on business. Stop being yappa yappa on the social media. We don't care. We don't care. Stand on business. If you hate men, stop having kids with them. Stop birthing them.
Do you guys know what I've picked up on lately? There's this thing that women are doing. Like women who know that they belong to the majority but don't have the bass in their voice like a Lite or somebody like me to, or they feel like they don't have the wordplay maybe or the jargon, which is kind of like, I don't like that about discourse, that it feels like you have to know the exact words and stuff. It makes it hard to have conversation in real life. And I'm a person who also like throws around like these very popular terms, but I've seen what it can do. But there's this thing that at like at Humi, for instance, you're not a revolutionary for saying the popular thing. Like truly, and I see it happening all the time where it's like it's right next to Slim Kim saying, oh, I'm gonna get hated so much for saying this, but I like being skinny. What new thing do you think you've said there? Like you really think you've just revolutionized something? Do you really think you're so different? You belong to the majority, love. And the other thing that I've always said to you guys is, if as a woman you hold a certain opinion and you say it and you open your comments and there's a slew of men there in support of you, chances are you're hurting yourself. If you ever open your comments and there's a slew of these like bunch of South African men in there talking about how Laura, my sister, yes, my sister, oh, you are just so beautiful, oh my god, oh my god, like you're the right, because they come in many different accents and they're all there. They're all there because they know how to be on a team, right? The team is them, by the way. If you ever open your comment section and that's who's cheering for you, chances are you've just scored an own goal. Chances are you've just said something that hurts you. Chances are you're upholding a system that does not benefit you and you are at the lowest of that system. That's usually what's going on, because these people, these same people, you never see them in discourse when a woman is being hurt or children are being hurt. Just December, we saw that other guy go viral who, took the life of his girl and went on live and his face was all bloodied and he was talking about how he took her to school and he did this and blah, blah, blah. And then in true narcissistic fashion, he offed himself as well. And you would either not see them in comment sections or you would find them on lives defending his position, because that's who you're dealing with. Why is it your job as a woman? Why do you feel it is your job as a woman to come and defend these people and these structures and then shame other women for rejecting these things entirely, and while doing it, act like you're a victim and a martyr? It's so confusing to me. When Lita says, as a feminist, she will never tell women to not hate men, or why do, and everybody's like, that's just misogyny, that's just, she's a misogynist, and that's my new label, I wear it proudly now, I can't fucking stand you all. Okay, I've been hurt recently over a period, right, by a man in my life, and it's the women in my life telling me to hush. And I compare it to being attacked by a lion, okay, and your eyes are fucking gouged out and you're there bleeding to death, and this bitch is saying to you, oh, you hush, and then singing a lullaby to the fucking roaring lion, right? Constantly trying to appease what you know deep down is a violence that you must bow down to so you can feel safe, and you do so at my expense, right? And you're cool with that. Oh, the argument Amata makes for marriage is an argument that we can all make. Truly, it's an argument we can all make. I can make a good argument for why marriage is a good idea. Truly, I can. I don't even want to lie. I can. At the same time, I can make just as strong an argument, and I have, for why I just don't get it and I wouldn't participate in it. You're not different. You're not a victim, and they all take it. They women in the comments lately. I've been afraid to say that I want to get married. At who? Because the majority of there's not one other woman next to me or around me who doesn't want to get married. The majority of women still want to be in these relationships with these men. The majority of women still want to take this risk and this gamble that it's not going to pay off for them, like they've seen it not pay off for. So the majority of women are still wanting to participate in these things. So what the fuck are you guys lying about on the internet? Acting like me and Like and three other bitches on the internet saying we don't get this marriage thing, and it's good that we're questioning it, and it's good that we're opting out of it. Those are the five of us who are wanting to opt out of it, and that we're being vocal about it. And then you're acting like it's your voice that's part of the majority that's being muzzled, right? And not mine by everyday existence, right? But the fact that the arguments that can be made for marriage being a good thing are all economic, as if those things aren't further pushing me into a space where I must now consider this institution as a survival thing for myself as well, right? As if I'm not existing in that reality. You're not, what you are is fucking ungrateful to feminism. Those of you who want to come out here and use your voice thanks to feminism, use your plat thanks to feminism, use your freedoms and your liberty thanks to feminism, right? Use all of these things that come to you from feminism to advance agendas that harm women. You're ungrateful. You would do best to shut up, and I really mean that, and quietly participate in these things. I truly do. Also, you guys lie a lot. Oh, you lie a lot. Like, you just lie a lot about the realities of these things, and it's like, guys, when we get off TikTok, ne? We're off TikTok. We all get into our like real life where we are seeing what the realities of these things are. So when you guys come online and then you say to things like us, like she's saying now again, I've said this in the video where I said you don't need your fucking daddies because you don't. When I say to you guys, oh, I say to the videos about not needing your dad that there is this need to try and shame somebody about their trauma as if they brought it onto themselves, right? When you use that language with us of it's all just a trauma response, is you not trying to sing a lullaby to the roaring lion? Is that not a trauma response? You trying to appeal to like the egos of men, is that not a trauma response of learning that there are consequences for women who don't behave and do the right thing? Is that not a trauma? Like, if it's trauma that we're going to talk about, and you're going to say like I must experience a shame that I've been traumatized, right? But it's my shame to wear that something was possibly done to me, that maybe I was raised in a home where my parents weren't getting along, and that warped my idea of marriage, and I don't want this thing now. And it's because you're just traumatized. If you work through all of that, you would see how beautiful this thing is. Yet every day there's example after example after example of how non-wonderful this shit is. But like, you want me to ignore, like, the twisting and turning and bending out of shape and doing all types of things to try and make like this thing makes sense, and somebody saying I don't want this doesn't make sense, is fascinating to me. I'm a person who doesn't want this thing, but I'm fine with other people wanting it. Do you understand? I am completely, and I mean completely, fine to the point of being supportive of the women in my life who choose this thing, because that's what it's about for me. It's about the choice, right? And it's about the person that they happen to be lucky to find. And even then, things still happen, right? Because we're all humans and we're all trying to make it work. But to demonize the woman that says this doesn't make sense to me, simply because the marriage thing makes sense to you, that thing, I will never get it. I will never get it. The other thing of you guys running around here saying, and women can't raise men. Men aren't raising anybody, honey. And when they do, why are you acting like they turn out right? Most of the guys I know who had their fathers present in their lives are the worst kind of people to be around, right? They picked up from their fathers that you can be like an ill-behaved person, and your mom puts up with it. and the women in your life, in your rahadis, everybody puts up with it. That's what they pick up on from their dads. You guys are acting like black men are actively, it's the lies. Do you see where I'm at? It's the constant lying. Black men are actively parenting their kids. You guys are acting like we come from those homes where there's a black man actively. What you're saying is when your child is 16 and they possibly have a physical advantage over you and they can hit you, right? Because their hormones are all over and wonky the place and you try to discipline them as a woman. What you need is a man in the house who's going to enforce the same kind of violence on that boy, teaching him that violence is how you keep and stay in place. That's what you need. You need a man in the house to do that, right? Because you're going to cuddle him. You're going to be gentle with him. You're going to want to talk about what he's possibly feeling at the time. So, no. That's not going to work. You need a man in that house to beat that boy into submission. That's what you're saying. You're not using that language, but that's what I'm hearing. I come from a community of like a lot of two-parent households around me. I've done enough observing from the time I was a child. Men don't parent. Men don't fucking parent and stop lying. Okay? Boys will do whatever the fuck they want to do. Acting like when you get to a certain age, your strongest influences are outside of the home when this is a commonly spoken thing that I just said. What I uttered is not some new thing. It's not some, everybody says this all the time. Those teen years when you hit there, outside forces are stronger than what's happening inside the house. No matter how strong a parent that you think you are. Do you not recall being a teenager? Do you not recall thinking that your parents are less than cool? Do you not remember that? And listening to your friends. That's how the fuck you got pregnant and humbled. That's how the fuck you failed grade 9 and humbled, right? That's how the fuck you felt. Do you not remember that? What we're trying to do is create a society where when children who've been abandoned by a man who decided that he's not wanting to be responsible for the people that he's made, that when they get out into the world is not spewing at them things like, oh, you're traumatized because you just didn't have a dad, or you are missing something because you just didn't have a dad, or your identity is lacking because you just didn't have a dad. We are trying to speak into the world and create a world where different family structures are valid and whole in their own right. When we say these things, when you come from a single mom, you're not missing something. Somebody else is missing out on the experience of you. And it's a shame on them. When we say these kinds of things, we create a situation where when this child, they at the age where outside is more influential than inside, they get into the world and they were loved their whole lives. Everything was going right. And the world says to them, oh no, but something is wrong, you see. Something is wrong because, your dad didn't stay there for some, and nothing was wrong. You create that complex. Now the child starts to, with everything, the raging hormones, all of that stuff that's happening with this child. This child now starts to take on all of these teachings of patriarchy and self-hatred and centering of men. The child takes on that things and starts to act up, right? Starts to act weird with the mom. It's your fault that my dad didn't want to be near me. They learn these things from the world that you guys want to conserve, you conservative women. What are you conserving? Words mean things, words do things, words are actively doing things. When you say you're conservative, what ideas are you trying to conserve that have helped you as a woman? You ungrateful bunch. What are you conserving exactly? Your oppression. I truly make it make sense to me. When you say you're just so conservative, what are you protecting? What are you trying to keep so near and close and dear for future generations that is just so beneficial to the women of tomorrow? What? Like nitpicking and choosing which parts of the discipline that is feminism that you're going to take and use because you're a user. This is the part of you that's a lot like men, right? And use for as long as it's to your advantage. And as soon as you feel like, no, I'm not going to have a man. I'm not going to have a man. I'm just going to throw this away and also throw the other bitches under the bus, right? The talk of, oh, we, It's you who grew up in a household where your dad didn't do this and your dad didn't do that, and because that's what like Ashumi's saying, right? That's marriage. That's marriage. That is the thing you're trying to uphold, babe. That's what you're trying to uphold. Marriage is a partnership. That is a feministic. That right there is a feminism tenet. You get to say that because of feminism. Do you understand what I'm saying? That isn't because of your conservative ideals. That isn't because of your worship of the institution of marriage. Nothing about the structure of that marriage says you're in partnership with that man. You're under him. You're his subject. Do you understand what I'm trying to say, though? Lita makes the point that it's not the feminist agenda to reprimand women for how they respond or how their anger manifests in as far as men are concerned. And I'm for that. If a woman tells me right now that she hates men, she has a reason. She has a reason. Why are you so concerned with saying, oh no, you can't hate them? Of course she can. They actively, like continuously causing harm. Why must she love them? Hmm? Why must she, if her protection of self is coming out in the form of hatred and fear, that's where she is in that journey, right? And if she must work through it to get to a point where she's indifferent or she's understanding of their plight and wants to, it's not my job. It's not mine. It is not mine. It cannot be mine. But you guys take it on. You take it on because the men are watching, right? Because you want to get them over here on your side. You want them to see that, oh no, it's not because we hate you. It's just because we want equal pay. You know, we still want you to sleep with us and possibly strangle us. We just want equal pay. That's our main thing. That's like really our main thing. And a lot of the girls that come on the internet and talk about how they are this conversation, those girls run their relationships. In real life, in their actual relationships, they're running the entire fucking show while talking out of their mouths to you on the internet that that's not how it's structured. And a man is this and a man must be allowed to be that. They don't do that shit. They don't do that shit. That's why they're functional romantic relationships with men. That's the only way they can have that because they're liars. Much like our mothers. Do you know who lied? Do you know who lied? Our moms. You those girls that lied. The 1965, those girls, they lied. Those ones lie. Those ones lie. My dad wanted a fourth kid. Did this girl not go on a contraceptive? Like, did not have a discussion with this nigga. Just was like, looked around and was like, yeah, that's not going to work out properly. Went on a contraceptive. Just stayed on it. No baby. She's literally like, how? Like, lied. Those are the girls who will tell you, the 1964 dangerous ones. Those are the girls that will tell you about how Menagitoro, right? While they are literally puppeteering the thing with the head. Like, it's fine, you can have the head, I'll have the strings. That's how those girls roll. You would do best to shut up and observe and stop listening to what they're saying and watch what they do. And then you will find yourself like coming less on the internet being dense and shit. I didn't even say goodbye to y'all. Bye, Yella. Like, send me strength to organize my clothes. Hopefully, I also wanted to talk about the single mother thing, but maybe that's a video on its own. Because that was, and people thinking that they're special. Maybe I'll talk about that next. You know.